name's Fiona. I'm Elio Moon Arts, and today we're going to look at a few couture creations, things that I got sent to me yesterday. Actually, not yesterday, on Thursday, and we're going to have a bit of a play. I think we're going to make a bit of a card. So one of the things I got was this beautiful embossing folder. It has got all gum leaves and gum nuts on it, which is very, very cool. I really love this. So I've had a bit of a play with this one already. I also got, this is only just one of the ones that I used. This one was a flower and gum stamp set. So I've got that as well out today to play with. That was also in the Couture Creations one. I've got these, oops, before I drip everything. I've got these lovely little mini pearls, which we will be using some of these. I'm going to create a card this morning, just a simple card, and we'll go through the motions of how I did that. So a couple of things I've already got prepared. So what I've done, this is the envelope for my card. It's just a standard black C6, I think they are, envelope. And what I have done, wasn't going to do this on this part on the camera today, but I've got my embossing folder and I have lined it up on the edge of my flap on my envelope, and I've just embossed that so you get this lovely little ridged area at the back. And I was thinking about actually going back over it with the embossing folder and actually putting some clear embossing ink on there, and then I could put some embossing powder on there and make it a little bit shiny. But I actually just quite like the subtlety of just that on the black. It's actually really pretty. And I've got a bit of another idea for the back of the envelope. So that's our envelope. Like I said, I just lined it up in my embossing folder and run it through my embossing machine. So that was for the envelope. Now we're going to look at couple of things. So I also have, I'm not sure of the colour, but I will list the colours down below a bit later on. It's a few different colours. I don't think the bag that it's in is the right colour because there's a few different colours that I've got here. So I got this beautiful, it's like a taupey, greeny, I don't know what it is. It's this cardstock, and it's I must admit I love their cardstock. I have a little bit of it, and I'll check through my range and see if I've got any that is this colour, so I can tell you exactly what it is. But I'll definitely put down in the description box the supplies that I've used. So we've got this taupey colour, and all I did was I must have put the dye away. So I've got a dye that matches this. Let me see if I can find it. I know I've got it. I'll put it back in here. Because I've been playing and I decided to try and tidy up before I come online. So this is the dye. Oop, this way. For this in particular cutout that I did. So this is my die cut, and all I have done is then I've grabbed my stamp, stamped on it with the embossing ink, and then I've put some mirror gold on there. So Couture Creations, which one is my mirror gold? I'll just grab it out for you. There it is. So this is the mirror gold. Put some of that on there and away we are. We will do the embossing part of it. I will show you how I did that as we go along, but we're not up to that stage just yet. So the other thing we have is our C6 cardstock. This was just a basic black. I brought them in a set from one of the cheapy stores, I believe it would have been. So quite inexpensive. I could have made the whole card myself, and maybe I will do that in another video at some stage. I'll make the base as well. So we also got this Australian's Natural Beauties collection, and how pretty is this? If anybody likes Australiana, you will love this. Just some of the pretty papers. I love this neutral one they've got here too, of the map of Australia. Excuse me. So this one's got galahs on it. I love this one. I'm a bit of a fan of the galahs. We have them outside our house quite frequently where I live. And this page here, you could even use this one as a cutout and cut out some of these beautiful Australian birds. Yeah, I'm just really delighted with it. It's just really pretty. So I've actually used a piece of this today to do our card base. So this was the other side. So this is this side of it, and this was the other side of it. So I've made a card base, and it measures, let me get my ruler, and I'll tell you exactly what I cut this at. It's cut at 10. 10 and just over 14. Yeah, it's sort of in between that quarter. It's a couple of lines below that quarter, 14 and a quarter. And I wanted that to fit directly onto this space. And I just wanted to have just a small amount of border on this. So we've got some beautiful die cuts as well in this kit. So here are some of the die cuts. I'm going to be using one of them on this in particular card. I'll just drag these out so you can have a look. I love the platypus. Look at him. He's so gorgeous. So just some of the beautiful die cuts that we've got in this, this kit collection. So lots of fun for everybody in this collection, especially if you love Australiana. I must admit I do, and I'm really, really loving this collection. The last 3 collections that Couture Creation have brought out have just been spectacular. I've loved all of them. It makes it hard to decide on which one I like the most now, because we've got a few there that I've really, really loved. Okay, so we've got our die cuts. Now, I have other stamps that have got sentiments and stuff that I've got from Couture Creations over the time, and I didn't use any of them in this one today, but if you want to use a different sentiment when you make your card, please feel free to. So this was the 12 by 12 kit. So those die cuts come with this in particular kit if you buy the whole kit. And this might give you a better view of just how beautiful some of these are. So you get 2 of this one. So you'll get 2 of each design. That's the flip side of that. Loving it. Then you've got a yellow version of it. So it's got yellow in the background. So you get 2 of those, and it's got a different design on the back. So it's just some wattle and gum leaves. Then we have some, what are these called again? Grevillea. I think that's right. I think these are Grevillea. Look at these little seed pods off the Grevillea and stuff. Beautiful. And it's got just little bits. I'm not sure what that one is. I think it's supposed to be a Grevillea. I think it's a Grevillea as well. But very nice. And this one is the galah. This is my favourite one. I just think he's so cute. So let's put him up here. So we've got our galahs. Looks like him and the missus. He's having a spack attack, and the missus is saying, oh, I can't deal with this today. And then we've just got a natural wood grain on the back, which is really quite lovely as well. Then we've got, I don't know what colour this is in the background. It's like a taupe, Abby. It's got, my dog's in here with me, and somebody must be going past the house. But this light taupey green with the red is just stunning. So, yep, we've got wattle and, what do they call them? Gum nuts on this one. And that was the Australia design in the background on that one, on the flip side. Then we have this one with the gum nuts. We've got 2 of these as well. We've got gum nuts. That sort of reminds me a bit of a protea, this one here, which could be what it is. And then we've got the wattle again in the background. And then we've just got the wattle and the flower and gum nuts. And I think we're getting down. Oh, no, I've got 2 more to go. So we've got this one, which is just a ring with a wreath with the wattle. And then we've just got this beautiful gum leaf and wattle design on the flip side of that. And then we have, now I can honestly say I'm not sure what these ones are. Maybe a Banksia, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it gives me an exact name for this. No. And then on the flip side of that, we have these beautiful Australian characters. So I've got the Superior Fairy Wren, sorry, Superb Fairy Wren, our Tawny Frog Mouth, Kookaburra, Koala, and some beautiful natives once again. Absolutely stunning, ladies. You've done a fabulous job. I'm really impressed. Thank you very kindly for sending me out that. Okay, now let's get back to our card. We are going to, I'm going to adhere this to the front of my card. Just close that over so I can see. And I just want to centre it onto my page. I just want that thin border of black. And today I'm going to use some of this, I'm going to say maybe 1/4 inch. No, 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape on this today. Just so that it adheres really well. I mean, I really love this side too. This is really cute. But didn't quite work that side with what I wanted. So we're going to do it this side. Oops. Some down here. This is going to be a good thing. I don't even know what they call this tape. I must admit, I'm not a card maker. I very seldom make cards, but I just thought this lent itself so nicely to making some lovely cards that I thought I would make one today. So also you could pop on over to the Couture Creations blog site, and this one will go up on their site. I'm not sure what day at this stage, but as I'm only just filming it now, they will let me know, and I'll certainly put it up on my Facebook site what that date will be. Okay, so now just put some double-sided tape on this, and so I'm just going to lift the backing off. I just want to give those ends a really good stick down before I try to do this, because sometimes I get it just doesn't come away very well. Okay, and by all means you can pick a totally different design. This was just a fairly simple card that I really liked. So I suppose we're just sort of making a bit of a mat for our feature part of our card. Okay, so that's done. So I've got to decide on which way do I want it, up or down. I think I want it up. So I'm just going to line that up. I just want a little bit of that black all the way around the edges. There we go. Not 100% straight, but it's pretty close. Oops. I've put my board up on a little bit of an angle to try and stop the glare from getting to you guys. Okay, so that's the first part of our card down and down. I'm just going to pop that to the side for a moment. So I've already put these through the die cutting machine. I've put it through my die cutting machine, and I've cut out another one of these. So what I did with this was I grabbed my stamp, And I just okay, so I'm going to pop this on my block. So I like these acrylic. This block's a clear block, which is really lovely because I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, that should be okay there. So I'm just sort of lining things up with the little squares on my board, and I'm just going to get the clear embossing ink, and I'm just going to gently press down onto my step. I want to make sure I get a good impression on there, and then I'm just going to line this up over the top. Oops, there. Sorry if my head's in the way. Okay, now I'm just going to push down firmly. Just give it a good rub. Make sure I get a really good impression on there. Okay, I'm just going to pull that off there. I'm just going to grab a baby wipe and just wipe over my stamp. That away. Let's move this to the side now. So now I have that embossed with some embossing ink. I'm just going to take this bit of, trying not to touch the ink that I've just put on there too much. It's in between. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop this down onto this bit of paper. I'm hoping that's not too glary for you. And I'm going to grab my mirror gold. Where did I put it? Mirror gold. Just going to push that out a little bit. I'm just going to shake some of this mirror gold on there. Make sure I get a good coverage all over. Okay, just going to pop that off to the side. Oh, do I have a pair of tweezers handy at the moment? Probably not. Just going to pick this up. Dust him off a little bit. I'm just going to pop him over there for a moment, and I'm going to just tip. Sorry, I'm right underneath the camera here. I'm just going to tip that back into my container. Excuse me. Grab a brush and just sweep that bit down. I think this is easier done on a piece of paper rather than a bit of card. It's just a bit of card from a shirt. Well, maybe it's not a shirt, I don't know, from something that I have brought. So now we've come to setting our gold. Let's move this back into focus. Just grab my Couture Creations heat gun, turn it on. Sorry about the noise. And let's get into this. I love watching it transform from the sort of browny colour that it is, and then watching that gold come to life when you melt it. It's just beautiful. So that's what I did to do that. And what I'm thinking about doing for this is, so I've embossed the back of the black flip on my envelope, and I'm wanting to actually attach this, but I only want it to be so that it hangs over I want it to stay on this side, so I want that to sit up there, but I only want it to sit on part of the flap. I just thought if we're going to do this, I want to decorate the back of the envelope as well as what we do on our cards. So I'm just going to attach that. I'm going to grab, no, I don't want quick dry. I just want some all-purpose art glue. So I'm only going to put this glue onto the areas where I want it to stick. So a little bit of fine line stuff here. There we go, it's starting to come out now. Onto these bits over here. Because I want the envelope to still be able to open. Yep, that's gorgeous, I love it. Okay, so we've attached that to the back of our envelope. I think that's really lovely. And so we'll still be able to close our envelope as normal. Once it's closed, you may want to put something over the top of this to make it a little bit more stable. I don't know, it's up to you, but I just like it like that. I may even use it, maybe a bit of a wax seal perhaps, and put on the top of this just to keep these down. But that's that part done. Now let's move back over to here. I'm just going to grab some foam dots, foam squares. Okay, so I've got some squares here. Let's see which one's going to work best. So I've got this galah and I want to sort of have him sitting up in one corner, but I'm going to raise him up a bit. I'm probably going to put 2 of these squares in behind him. But before I do that, I don't want that white border to be quite so white. So let's grab a distress ink of some sort. Oh, there it is over there. So I'm just going to grab this distress ink over here. This is Ranger Tim Holtz one. I'm just going to muddy up around his white outline. But I do want to make those edges quite dark as well, so that he sort of pops off the edge of the page a bit. And for all you card makers out there, I'm probably making this look very painful for all of you. I'm terribly sorry. Let's put a little bit off. That's better. Now he doesn't sort of stand too far off the page, doesn't look too out of place. So I'm just going to grab some of these double-sided tape square things, and I'm going to take the sticky back off. Might put 3, maybe 4 on here. I might use some of these. I've got some real little ones as well, and I might put them down here and on that branch just to make sure it stays in place. Oh, come on, come off, please, thank you. Okay, I'm going to put another one down on this bottom end of him. I think these are all the same thickness, but they're just some are smaller than others. So pop this one on here. Oops. I just don't want to be able to see it behind me. Yep, that's perfect. I might put these on first. one here, and one here. So I've used 6 all up. I'm not sure what size these are. These look like they're 1/4 inch. Yeah, there's a 1/4 inch, and these ones would be an 1/8, I'd say. Yeah, those ones are an 8. So I've used 1/4 inch and an 1/8 of an inch, 3 of each of these sticky foam dots. Just taking the backings off these ones. Now I'm sort of kind of wanting to offset my galah a little bit. So I don't want him to sit directly in the middle. But what I'm trying to do is I'm wanting to, if you imagine, if you drew a tic-tac-toe on the top of this, 2 lines down, 2 lines across, I'll give you 3 lots of 3. I sort of want him in that top intersect, those two connect, where those lines join. I sort of want him in that sort of area because that's quite a pleasing place for him to be sitting. So I'm going to move him over here. So if I was to draw a grid on here, you'd have a line here, a line here, a line here, line here, and he sits in that, the crossover of those lines, and it just makes it look pleasing to most people's eye anyway. So that was that bit. Now we're going to go on and put our sentiment on. Like I said, this was a bit of a quickie one today, and I can't sort of make up my mind whether I want to have this raised here or whether I want to put this on and raise it. And I'm still struggling with that. So this is a bit of that taupey paper that we cut out our, wrong piece, where did I put that? So this is that same colour that I cut out those gum leaves, that we die cut the gum leaves from. I will find that colour and I'll definitely let you know what colour it is. I'll put it in the description box once I post it up. So yeah, so I'm thinking that I might put some dots underneath this as well. I'm going to grab 2. I think 2 should be plenty. And then I think I'll have this. Oops, pick it up, Fiona. Hands are not working this morning. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. It may help. And I think I'm going to have this one raised as well. I think I'm going to, just for something a little different for me. Oh, flying across the... So these are just those little 1/8 of an inch, and these are the 1/4 inch ones. Foam, sticky, I don't know what you call them. I have used them a couple of times, but I don't use them very often. So I'm going to actually stick this this piece down first, and then I'm going to attach the sentiment onto the top of it once I've got it in place. And I'll just pull the backings off these ones. Hope my big fingers are not in the way. And I think we're going to also, in another video this month, we're going to be doing some Australiana animals, which we're going to do with alcoholics. So that should be a bit interesting too to do. Okay, that's really cool. I'm really loving that. Okay, so this is our card now that we've created. It'll be called Happy Times, so when it goes up onto YouTube, that'll be what it's called. And I just think that's really lovely. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and emboss the other side of your card. If you wanted, you could emboss the black of your card. You could have embossed this backing if you wanted to. There's lots of different things you could have done with this, but I'm really quite loving that's the simplicity of this one. It's really, really pretty. Okay, guys, thanks very much. Have a great Saturday, because it's Saturday where I am. I hope you all stay well and healthy. If you've got some joy out of my video, would you mind just liking and subscribing? If you've got any comments or you'd like to make any comments, I'm very eager to hear what you've got to say. If you've got any requests of things you'd like me to do, also pop them in the box down there, and I will definitely take a look at them, and we'll go from there. Have a great day, guys. Bye. Oh, something I forgot. Now, we've got these little pearls. I'm going to use some of these pink ones. I just thought they'd look pretty. Just on. Oops, I've got two there. That's all right. I just want them on the corners of my piece here. Probably bad timing to have put it on now, rather than I should have probably put it on before I taped it all down. But I just wanted something to, just a little bit of pretty bling. Because I've got big clunky fingers, I find them a little awkward to use sometimes. If there's if any of you know, is there a tool out there that you can use on these? I'd be very interested if there is. If you know of one, can you pop it down in the description box for me, or down the bottom there somewhere, and make a comment about it? I do like them, but I just find them so awkward to use sometimes. Such a pretty colour. Does it say what colour this one is? So these are 2mm wide. Deep red is the colour of these little dots. And I thought, I've got these ones as well, and these ones are sunflower. And I thought, because we've gone with that beautiful gold on here, I might throw a couple just on this outside edge. Okay, let's take that out of there. Open this up, slide it up against my nail, and then push this on. Oops. Oh, come on, please play nice. Okay. Just want a couple of these down along that edge. Might even put one over here in this. Flip over. Let's grab my little sharp knife just to push him around a little bit. Pop him on there. There we go. Put another one just down here. Oh, look. It just makes it, just adds that little bit of, I'm just pushing them down really firmly. And now, because all of this is dry, I'll just pop them back in there so I don't lose them and I don't lose what colour they are. So now we can pop our card inside our envelope, close it down. There's the back of our envelope. So on the front of this envelope, you could, by all means, if you've got a white, I don't know whether there is a white ink that you can use, but you could also even stamp that same gum leaf design, and you could probably, actually, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's not talk about it. Let's do it. Okay, so so this is my gum leaf one again. I'll move these out the way. And this is the embossing ink pad, and I'm just going to press that onto there. Okay, make sure I've got a good amount. And then on the front of this, I'm going to just, maybe that way. Push that down nice and firm. Make sure you get good coverage on your envelope. And pull that off. And one of the things I love about this embossing ink, because when I first got it, because I don't do a lot of card making and stuff, and I've never used a lot of embossing inks or anything, you can actually see your design underneath here, which was a bit of a win for me because I'm as blind as about half the time. Okay, now where did I put my bit of card that I used before? Oh my lord. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this bit of card underneath here again. So once again, we're going to go with our mirror gold, because I love the mirror gold. I need to order some more. I just love the effect that it has. It's absolutely beautiful. So once again, we're just going to drizzle our embossing powder. Don't sneeze or cough at this stage. I'm just going to move that over to this side over here. I'm just going to tap it off. Just noticed that there wasn't any on that little bit there, so I'll just give it a bit of a tap now. Yep, that's covered now. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to pop that over there for a second. I'm going to grab my embossing powder and just brush it back this way. I do have a couple of other colours in the embossing powder that I have brought, but you know what, I still don't think I've actually really used them. I've got a just a gold, it says. Looks quite sparkly. And I've got this carnelian, C-A-R-N-E-L-I-A-N, which is sort of like a reddy orange when you look at it in the container. I'm not sure what colour that is. I'll have to have a play with it one day. And this one is moss stone. I really like this colour too. It's like a greeny, mossy colour. It's really pretty. But back to this one. Okay, so now we've got that done. Let's set our embossing. And as easy as that, we've got this beautifully embossed gum flowers and leaves. How cool does that look? I'm really happy with how this has turned out. And so you've still got room to write your name and address on here. You can still write over this. For me, if I was going to be using this to send to somebody, I would probably, I've got some stickers. I think you can buy them from your local news agencies and things like that. I'm not sure whether the cheap stores have them, but you know, just the little labels. And I would just put a label on here with their address on it. And probably the same on the back here. I'd probably put a label on the back. But let's pop our card in now. Make sure we just lift that up a little bit. So now we have this beautifully decorated envelope and a card. And our front's really lovely decorated, and our beautiful card. Very, very happy with how this has all turned out. I hope you've enjoyed this. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.